Love Your Life.
Love Your Life.
Love Your Life, a show like no other, one that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your nation station. You're tuned in to Love Your Life with your host, Mayya Al Said, also known as the Sewist on social media. Today's topic is going to be Cherish Those Around You. And I am so honored today to have a beautiful guest inside and out, Miss Vanessa Mehdi. And she is an author of Swahili Food Made Easy. She's also a YouTuber and a blogger. Welcome, Vanessa.
Thank you. What a great intro, Maya.
Of course, for you, it has to be.
I feel very honored.
So today I invited you to the show because I think it's, we met once and we just clicked. And there's so many things we saw eye to eye on. And one of those was cherishing the people around us.
Yes.
And that's why I thought, you know what, you want to be on the show? And you gladly agreed.
Yes, of course.
Just before we get into the topic, I wanted to remind our callers that this is a live show. You're more than welcome to join us by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058. This show will be repeated at 10 past midnight. As much as I'd love to hear from you, or we'd love to hear from you, please only call us when it is safe to do so. I don't want you risking your life or the life of others around you.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about people.
Yes, we don't want people that you love to miss you, sooner than they should.
The thing is, people might be wondering, okay, the whole show is called Love Your Life.
Right.
And why I decided to talk about the people. I just want to remind my listeners that in episode 7, I talked about how to sustain happiness. And one of the key factors of happiness as people is that we get happy, or we get enriched by the relationships in our lives. So this is why, if you're wondering why is May including this in the show, so this is why, because it is important to us if we realize it or not. And hopefully today with Vanessa we'll be discussing on how we can cherish those around us.
Yes.
All right. So, why should we cherish those around us, Vanessa?
Well, simply because you don't want... I feel like the worst thing you can live with is regret. The worst thing you can live with is regret, knowing you could have done something better and you didn't. And the chance is gone.
Forever, because they're no longer there.
Exactly. So I always say, cherish those you love before their tomorrow is taken away. Because tomorrow is never promised.
Yes, there's no guarantee in life.
Exactly.
Subhanallah. And it's not only let us specify, when we say those around you, we're talking about family. Of course, there's our parents, there's our spouses and our kids, but it's not only that, there's also strangers.
Yeah.
The ones that you just have an impact with. So leave with a good note or a good vibe instead of, you've had a fight or whatever it is. And then a stranger is somebody you will probably never meet again.
Yeah, exactly.
So why would you want, to leave that kind of bad vibe, and vice versa?
Because there's no guarantee that you'll never meet them again.
I think we're going to say this a lot. It's going to be repeated on the show.
Yes.
So if we talk about parents, what are some things that we can do?
Well, firstly,
to cherish that relationship that we have.
Firstly, just a simple telling them that you appreciate them is so important, because a lot of times we're so caught up in our own lives. And to be quite frank, I think it's more of an excuse we make.
Yes.
We say we're caught up with life, yet we have time for Facebook. We have time for Twitter. We have time for watching movies. But then we don't have time to call the woman who birthed you, the father who paid for your education. You don't have a minute, 2 minutes to just call them.
It's all about priorities, isn't it?
It is.
And it's sad to say that some people, their parents or the people who matter are not a priority because everyone else is.
Yes.
But them.
Yes.
So yes,
it's a problem. And another issue is a lot of us, find we have differences with our parents. And then we are hell-bent on not making peace with them based on a small little petty argument you've had with them years ago. How many people haven't talked to their parents for years and years and years? I know a couple.
I don't know, and I hope I don't know anyone
I do, and it's pride. A lot of people put their pride, and that's the thing. That's why a lot of people don't cherish those around them because of pride.
But these are, okay. I know it's an important thing, in valuing yourself, but there's sometimes you just have to let go. And there are certain people that this shouldn't even exist. And this comes to your parents, to your spouse, okay, and to some extent to your children. Because these are relationships that, I don't know, I can't even find a word, that just matter to you, that enrich your lives. And without them, you are nothing, or you are empty. No one. Because you don't belong anywhere. You don't have anyone to belong to. Just before you continue, just a reminder that this is a live show. We are with you. There's Vanessa Mehdi and myself, Mayya Al Said, on your nation station right up until 3:30. You're more than welcome to call us and join us on our discussion. The topic for today is cherish those around you, and you can do so by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058. So we were at pride.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. A lot of families and friends have little petty arguments that are really unnecessary. Arguments over things, property even. And you break this bond with people you should have the bond with, and it should stay there.
The unbreakable bond.
The unbreakable bond is broken over something. And half the time I hear, I hear people talk about this, and the reason is so petty. It's such a disappointment because they're losing out on valuable time they could be spending.
Yes, together. And creating memories that will probably last a lifetime, even if after that person has moved on.
And that's all, you know what? People need to realize all you're going to have left when someone is gone is memories.
Our memories.
The memories you create today. That's all. And you don't know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory.
True.
So you have to focus on the bigger picture. Focus on tomorrow. If you've got children and you show them that you're fighting with a family member or friend, and you're showing them this, and then they're not allowed to talk to that person because, well, you have an issue with them, so now your kids are not allowed to talk. What are you doing? What are you showing them?
What am I teaching them?
Yes.
And then the wheel goes round.
It never stops.
How you treat your parents or whoever, then you have children and you're going to get older, inshallah, and these children are going to grow up. So how do you expect them to treat you?
They're watching you. You can't expect your children to honor you if you're not teaching them how to honor others.
That's deep. Can you repeat that again?
You cannot expect your child to honor you if you don't teach them how to honor others.
SubhanAllah. And also in Islam, it's one of those principles that you should treat your parents with respect, with love, and you have to have their blessings in whatever you do in life. So it's very important. And I really don't want to be reminding everybody about this, but sadly there are some people who seem to have their priorities in the wrong direction or level, and other people are getting the benefit of this person instead of the people who are the reason why this person exists after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
So another thing is, yes, as you said, appreciate them before they're gone and show them as well. I think, what parents love more than anything is knowing that they're not forgotten. That showing up, okay, calls are nice, messages are okay, but showing up, visiting. Yes. Oh, Mom, I'm going to come. Oh, let's go out. There was this TV show, or I don't think it was a TV show. It was like a program where somebody goes out in the streets and asks people things. And the question they were asking is like, it was at a mall, and said, okay, so who are you with? Oh, I'm here with a friend of mine. I said, oh. And then they asked them, where's your mother?
Yeah.
My mother is at home. Oh, when was the last time you went out with your mother? And then suddenly it took them, in shock. It's like, oh, I don't know when I went out with my... And some said it's been a long time. Some broke down crying because they realized the impact that I have time for everybody else. I'm doing everything else except for my mother.
Who matters the most.
Exactly, subhanAllah.
It's sad. It's sad. And it often takes decisive events or big events for us to realize how fortunate we are. And sadly, human beings, we don't realize something until it's not there. From even things we have.
Yes.
I'll take a simple example. Your cell phone. You've got your cell phone there, right?
Yeah.
You use it every day. You take pictures and everything. You don't realize how valuable it is until you lose it, and you lose all the memories on it.
Yes.
Right? All the pictures are gone. Everything is gone. And then you feel, oh, I'm miserable. What am I going to do now?
And you can't replace this.
You cannot replace
You can replace the phone, but not what's inside the phone.
Yes. Unless you're clever and you back it up, which I'm not.
I need to, which is remind I need to do mine.
I don't even remember the last time. And I never learned my lesson, by the way, because I never back up. I'm terrible. But here's the thing. You don't recognize how important somebody is until you cannot pick the phone up and talk to them anymore.
But then why do we have to wait until that moment happens?
Because it's human nature.
Yeah, so I hope that this is why I'm doing this show,
Yes.
this episode, that today, now, this moment, even if you want to go and call somebody now, your family, your mother, just do it now. Don't wait until later, because later is not guaranteed. And with that, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Oman FM present Ramadan Bonanza. Join June and the team on the nation station Oman FM every evening.
8 o'clock to 9 p.m. at Muscat City Center.
Lots of prizes and surprises await you. Come along and be a winner. Ramadan Bonanza. This Ramadan, get inspired to be healthy and get all your health questions cleared with Dr. Ali Alawati on radio, Sultanate of Oman, from 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. Join us on Health Talk. Ramadan Mubarak.
Initialize sequence now.
Join Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan and win a Lexus GS350 on the last day. It's so easy to join. Just send SMS with your full name to 90465 and be the lucky one to bring home a brand new Lexus GS350. The more you send, the more chances of winning. Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan. Join now. Ramadan Mubarak. Oman is a country full of treasures. From its people to its history. Beaches to its mountains. Deserts to its wadis. Show off your knowledge of this great country and win cash prizes. Win Talal this Ramadan on weeknights and Hafid every weekend from 10 p.m. to midnight. You can be a winner on Treasure Wadi.
Treasure Wadi.
Let the party begin.
Win cash prizes and surprises here on the Nation Station.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life. A show like no other. One that aims to inspire you to live a life you love. Choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love your day.
Love your day.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love Your Life, prepared and presented by Sayyida Mayya Al Said.
Love your life.
Welcome back to your nation station. This is your host Mayya Al Said on your program Love Your Life. Today I'm joined in the studio by Vanessa Mehri, who's a author. She's a big foodie. She recently released a book called Swahili Food Made Easy. I follow her on Instagram and I really wish I didn't, but not to say don't follow her. It's just, especially now during Ramadan, I'm always, we're all hungry and she posts such delicious food. So thank you, Vanessa, for joining me again today.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Just a reminder that this show is live and you're more than welcome to call me. We will be here, inshallah, until 3:30. The number to call is 2460 2058. 2460 2058. This show will be repeated at 10 past midnight. So if you do hear me at midnight, don't call the studio. No one's going to answer you. So this is the time to call now. And if you want to listen to this episode or all the past episodes of Love Your Life, it is up on my YouTube channel, The Sewist. So topic for today is cherish those around you. The first half of the show, we discussed why we should cherish those around us. We said that life is too short, tomorrow is not a guarantee. And this will apply for, you'll be hearing us saying this throughout the whole episode today. And we talked about how we can cherish parents. And now we'd like to move on how we can cherish our spouses.
Well, let me start by saying husbands,
Okay.
wives. When's the last time you showed your spouse that you love and appreciate them? Let's start with that. And you know what? I have to say this. A lot of husbands feel that, if I just buy my wife a perfume, that's love.
Yes.
They need to realize that women speak a very different love language.
Speaking of love language, we'll get back to you right in a moment. We have a caller. Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. كيف الحال سيدة مية؟
Alhamdulillah. Who's on the line?
Alhamdulillah. This is Abu Saif al-Rawahi.
Abu Saif, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So you've been listening in, I imagine?
Yes, I've just tuned in.
What are your thoughts so far?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for another lovely topic of yours
You're
to
most
enrich
welcome.
our Love Your Life
Yes.
theme. And I have a little story just to share today
Okay, please do.
with regards to cherishing the ones close to us,
Yeah.
especially the parents.
Yeah.
And the story goes like there was this family living nicely with their children and so on, and they had also the parents of the father was just residing within the same compound, but they lived in a very small kind of room, just not within the same building of the house. It was like an isolated
Okay.
small room just in the corner of that boundary, like compound wall of that very small kind of room.
So he was not living with them physically in the house, but there was like
Like an extension.
an extension
Yeah, an
outside between the
extension,
same
yeah,
land.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And one day there's the small child of this the father. He was drawing something, and while drawing, he drew like a nice house, a garden, and so on, and also a very small, tiny little like room on the far corner there. And then the father went to his child and asked him, what was that? And he said, this is a nice, lovely house for me. I'm going to be staying in here in the future. And this place, the tiny place, is for you, daddy, or for you, Baba.
Subhanallah.
And it was like, like a big shock for on the father at that moment. Yeah.
Yeah, just as we...
And immediately it struck him, of course, that the child. He's doing this because he's seeing his granddad being treated like that, and he saw, or he thought this is the way that to treat them,
Yes.
Wow.
So immediately the guy or the father went to his granddad and brought him, together with his like big house and so on, and started to live together nicely.
Wow, thank you so much. That just
Yeah.
goes to show that how you treat your parent will reflect, inshallah, well, not inshallah, but inshallah on you.
Inshallah, it's a reminder for all of us. in fact.
Exactly. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Take care.
Bye. Just a reminder, you're more than welcome to join us in the conversation, just like Abu Saif did, by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058. So, you were talking about how women, we don't really want gifts, but that look says, okay, we do want gifts. Okay, but it's not the only way to make us feel loved and appreciated. Having said that, Vanessa, there is one book I wanted to talk about, which is called The 5 Languages of Love.
By Gary.
Yes, by Gary Chapman. And
yeah.
in that he says, and this was like an eye-opener for me, and I really recommend that each of you read it, because it's just like, it'll blow your mind. It's called 5 Languages of Love, and in that book, what Gary Chapman is saying is that there are different ways to show love, and different people have different ways of feeling and showing love. I'll just go through the list, but then please do your research, read about it. I have a review up on the blog, thesewist.me, so feel free to go and read it. Anyway, the 5 ways to show love is words of affirmation, to say like, you matter to me, or,
Just
thank
simple,
you.
I love you.
Okay, darling.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you, Maya.
I love you, Vanessa. Okay, so there's that. And there's also acts of service, doing things for one another.
Yes.
Gift giving, as you said. That's why you
Yes.
gave me the look. And then there is quality time
Yes.
and physical touch. So all of those to somebody will matter more than the other. So if, for me, for example, it can be quality time. So if my spouse spends time with me, that tells me that he loves me. But to him, it might be, I don't know, words of affirmation that he needs to hear that I love him. So saying that makes him feel loved.
Yeah.
And when we get on the wrong language, it's not going to be nice.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that, a lot of, and back to this with spouses, a lot of husbands feel like if I get my wife a handbag or a perfume, I've done my part. Khalas, I'm done.
That's only one small,
That's
teeny,
such
weeny
a
part.
small. But then, look at the time a lot of husbands spend out barbecuing with their friends while their wives sit at home with the children.
Yes, I know that's it's a reality in our society, unfortunately.
Yes.
But not all men are like that.
Not all men. There's some very good ones out there.
Very rare, yes. But
I was trying not to go there, but
I'm sorry for all the
yes.
men listening. I don't mean to generalize, but it is a fact. You guys like to spend your time out while, the women are at home alone, but also can be reversed. I know some women as well go out a lot while the husbands are home alone. So it goes both ways. So I don't mean to generalize. So please don't get offended.
No, let me just to add to that. Look, men, a lot of guys and a lot of women, actually this isn't just for spouses. A lot of people, the relationships they have more WhatsApp voice messages than they have actual conversations.
And even speaking of conversations, even when you go out,
yes,
how many times when I go out to a restaurant, I see a couple and I thought, oh, mashallah, so nice, couples out together. And then
boom, the phone.
Each of them on their phone. And I'm thinking, why did you guys go out again? Why can't you just stay home?
I know. What I do in my, personally, when I'm out with my husband and he does that, I'll grab my phone out and I'll send him a WhatsApp. I'll be like, hey, how's it going? Looking good today. Can we eat now?
We have a caller. We're having so much fun. We're forgetting about the callers.
Yeah.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum assalam, Sister Mayya.
Dr. Mukhtar, how are you?
I am good.
Alhamdulillah.
How are you, sister?
Alhamdulillah. So what do you think of the topic today, Doctor?
MashaAllah, all of your topics are so much interconnected and it's really very hard to miss any one of them.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to tell a story with Love Your Life.
Yeah, and today's topic is also almost, we can say, 100% interconnected to your previous topics.
Exactly.
Yeah, so my comments, I would just like to quote a book recently. I listened to an audio book by Stephen R. Covey. The book is 7 Habits of Highly Effective Family.
Highly effective family?
Yeah,
okay.
Highly effective families. In that book, actually, he teaches how to develop a good family culture, how to develop a good family mission, how to train your children, how to respect your elders. In that book, he has mentioned a very interesting term. He said that every person has an emotional bank account, and you have to deposit the positive emotions into that bank account to strengthen your relationship with them.
Okay.
And for that, you have to listen to them. You can admire them. You can be accommodating. You can change your schedule according to their needs, and you should respect them. And this will really, these are the ways you can cherish the relationship with them.
Which will have a positive impact on both.
Definitely. It will be a two-way relationship. And I really find no reason why we shouldn't be, like in previous shows, you said that counting blessings is a way to stay happy. And relationships, they are actually the blessing.
True, but it takes two. If only one part of the spouse, say the wife or the husband, tries and the other one isn't trying, it's very difficult to move forward. Both of them need to put energy into this relationship, and every single day they need to work at it. It's not like the fact that they just get married and then it's supposed to just work itself out. Every day you need to, it's like a flower that you need to water every day to watch it grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I find it more important for the growing children. And recently I'll share my example that my daughter, she was not gaining weight. She was, looking weak. And I did all the investigation and whatever, because I'm in medical profession. So I thought maybe there could be something. Then I thought maybe she is missing something. So I started interacting with her verbally and by physical, emotionally. I started appreciating on every act she do. I started hugging her. I started giving her special time. I asked her to take food with me, sit with me, and she believe me, within a couple of months, 3 months, she started gaining weight.
Wow.
Really, that really felt very good to me, that how children, they are tender and how much,
Yeah, and they might be showing it in another way.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mukhtar, for your contribution.
Okay.
As always.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Ma'as-salama. So you can join us just like Dr. Mukhtar did. This is Love Your Life on your nation station with me, your host Mayya Al Said, and I have Vanessa with me. And today's topic is cherish those around you. And we're talking about spouses and how we can cherish one another. The thing that, we mentioned, like when we go out for dinner, that we should pay attention to one another, spend quality time. The thing I realize is many couples don't spend time together. They spend it like in family, like with the kids, out in family barbecues. But okay, that's all fine and it's all part of the family experience. But you need to spend as well time, quality time, just the two of you.
Yeah, the foundation of a house has to be strong.
Yes. Oh, that's very beautifully put, Vanessa.
But again, back to, the problem is I feel a lot of couples don't know how to converse. They just don't know how to talk. They don't know what to talk about.
Okay, we have a caller. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Alhamdulillah. So you've been listening to the show?
Yes, I have been listening to the show.
Okay, so what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this. You have a food author with you.
Yes. So you're Vanessa's friend.
Sounds from somebody.
Yes, I do know her from her food. She has excellent recipes. Anyway, what I wanted to contribute to the show was this.
Okay.
I find that food brings us together, especially in this time of Ramadan.
Yes.
I especially feel that my mother and my husband and my children come together at this time just because of food. And food, I feel, is the soul sometimes of the family.
Yes.
Because as I cook, I always remember my mother, whom I cherish, and you were talking about mothers.
Yes.
And who taught me much of what I know. So I was wondering, can Vanessa tell us a little bit about her website and if she got her inspiration from her mother like I did?
Okay.
And if her website is open for everyone to go and find out more about how to cook Swahili food?
Okay, I will leave all the link to Vanessa's social media and everything on the website and also on my blog, so people can benefit from her delicious cooking.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much for your call. So
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. But it's funny because we discussed this earlier, didn't we?
Yes.
About food.
And how it brings families together.
Yes, because food is not just for nourishment, it's a social experience.
It is, but we have to be very careful. We don't eat to live. Oh, I knew. Okay, we don't live to eat. We eat. No, I always do this.
Right, try it again.
No, you help me out now.
You said it brilliantly.
Yeah, that was because before I was on air. We don't live to eat. No, we don't live. You know what? When I figure it out, I'll let you guys know because this is not going to end. Okay.
Yes, but yeah. So where were we? Back to couples. Yeah. So I think when it comes to communication among spouses is just if you don't know what to talk about, write a couple of questions beforehand.
But how do you not know what to talk about, Vanessa?
Oh my goodness, a lot of people don't, Maya.
Okay. Anyway, this is not the topic of what they know what to talk about. The thing is, you have to find out. You have to put in the effort to you. This is your life partner, somebody you've chosen to be with for the rest of your life. So you have to put in the effort. And you are more than welcome, just a reminder, to join me and Vanessa on our discussion today about cherishing those around you by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058. But let us talk about the last caller's note about food and family, how it brings us together, before I messed it up.
Well, you didn't mess it up. But look, a lot of parents are left eating alone.
Yes, I know.
It is so sad. Where you find maybe a spouse has lost their other half and their kids are too busy with their own lives to even find out, does my mom have anybody to eat with? does my mom have any food today?
Yeah. Okay, but it depends how old are these children. For example, being a single mother, I make it a point for us to eat together. Sometimes maybe breakfast is not possible because of, school and me going to work or whatever it is. But now that we're on holidays, we eat together. Especially now, okay, this is Ramadan.
Yes.
And we gather, we eat, we discuss, we talk, we create memories.
But it shouldn't just be for Ramadan.
Of course, okay, yes.
This is something that should extend. This should be second nature.
Because what happens now is the children tend to eat with the maids.
Exactly.
And the parents, sometimes even the spouses don't eat together. The husband eats on his own and the wife eats on her own. It's like they're not even a family. It's a dysfunctional. Yeah, with all due respect, it's a dysfunctional family.
Yes. And what just parents need to realize, what are you giving? What values are you giving your child when you do that? What are you showing them? That you're not worth their time to sit together with them?
But I feel this is something that happened recently. I think in my generation, when I was growing up, this wasn't the case. I think now people are too busy with technology and finding ways to get busy, and unfortunately it's not with people, it's with gadgets.
Gadgets, a lot of people have just started the focus on themselves. It's me. Okay? You find parents are out having coffees more, in the gym more, on social media more. That is time that you're stealing away from your loved ones.
But it is, okay, it's essential for us to have our me time and our couple time. We just said that. But, you're supposed to kind of even schedule it in. Make time for your family, make time for yourself, make time for your spouse. And you have to make the effort to schedule it in. Otherwise, it will not happen.
Yes. The thing is, back to the whole nanny issue. A lot of parents don't have time with their kids. The nanny does everything. Would it really kill a parent to sit for 10 minutes with their child in bed and read a story to them? Is it really that difficult? Is it really that big a sacrifice to make?
We'll discuss more upon this after the break. We'll take a short break now.
Oman FM present Ramadan Bonanza. Join June and the team on the nation station Oman FM every evening,
8 o'clock to 9 p.m. at Muscat City Center.
Lots of prizes and surprises await you. Come along and be a winner. Ramadan Bonanza.
Initialize sequence now.
Join Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan and win a Lexus GS350 on the last day. It's so easy to join. Just send SMS with your full name to 90465 and be the lucky one to bring home a brand new Lexus GS350. The more you send, the more chances of winning. Oman Radio's big time giveaway this Ramadan. Join now. Ramadan Mubarak. This Ramadan, get inspired to be healthy and get all your health questions cleared with Dr. Ali Alawati on radio, Sultanate of Oman, from 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. Join us on Health Talk. Ramadan Mubarak.
Welcome back to your nation station. This is Mayya Al Said, your host of Love Your Life. Just a reminder that this is a live show, started off at 2:30 right up until 3:30. You're more than welcome to join in the discussions with myself and Vanessa. We are talking about cherish those around you. You are able to do so by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058. This show is repeated at 10 past midnight, I believe, on Oman FM. But should you want to listen to the show again or any of my past shows, you're more than welcome to follow me on my YouTube channel, The Sewist. So we're discussing cherishing those around us, and we were talking about spouses, but we also started with kids. But there's one thing I want to say about spouses. There's no argument that is worth... I don't know how to say it. There's no argument that is worth not resolving before you guys head to bed for the day. Because there's no guarantee that you you will wake up or he will wake up. And should anything happen, la samah Allah, you are left with that unresolved issue. That's the last thing you've said to each other were hurtful words, whatever it is. There is nothing worth it, in my opinion. I don't know what you think, Vanessa.
Yes. When you disagree with your spouse or experience any form of disappointment, if you keep that in mind, that tomorrow is not promised, that you may not see them tomorrow, it kind of helps diffuse the whole argument.
Whatever it is.
It helps you humble. You have to humble yourself. If you don't do that, then you're risking a life of regret, which is what we started with earlier.
Yes, but as well here, there's the thing of ego. I'm not going to apologize to him. I'm not going to apologize to her. But this is your husband. This is your wife. We're not talking about the, I don't know, the stranger or whatever. This is, again, your life partner.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Would you think, if people could see ahead and see, okay, today this one is going to pass on, that ego is not going to matter.
True.
It's not going to matter who is wrong or right.
I know.
But the problem is people don't think that way.
Yeah, because we're living a life and we seem to think that there's always tomorrow. Well, there isn't always.
It's back to the me again.
Yeah, subhanAllah. Just a reminder, you're more than welcome to join us in our conversation. Share your thoughts on cherishing those around you by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058. One more thing before we move on to cherishing our kids is words. Words are hurtful. Some might just say things, and to them, they might not understand how it affects the other person. I feel words can kill hearts.
Yes, they can, actually. An emotion, in a split second, you end up saying something that you can never take back.
Which is why sometimes in anger, or people just tend to stay quiet.
Yes.
But sometimes even that's not quite good, because somebody is expecting a reaction and the other was just quiet, which sounds like, I really don't care. But what's happening is he's saying, or she's saying, I really don't want to say something wrong. I don't want to say something that will hurt you, so I'd rather say nothing.
Yes.
But we need to, going back to the point I mentioned earlier, we just need to resolve it before the day ends, because as we've been saying throughout the show, that there's no guarantee of tomorrow.
There isn't. And when you love somebody, even if you don't love them at that point, you did love them. There was a point that you loved that person.
Yeah, because you made a choice to be with them.
Yes, you made a choice to be with them. You need to keep reminding yourself that. And you need to remind yourself that you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And you need to remind yourself that tomorrow it's not going to matter who's wrong or right.
And you'd rather resolve it than not resolve it, because then there's no rewind button.
Yes.
There's no pause or stop. Or there is a stop. It comes unexpected.
Yes.
You have no idea when it comes in. You have to be ready for it, in a sense. Okay, I think there is a caller. I'm just waiting for Muhammad. Maybe yes, maybe no.
No. Okay. The thing is, and it goes both ways. Look, one person can have ego, right? And that ego sort of affects things. But the other person has to stop caring.
We do have a caller. Sorry. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. First of all, let me thank you for the nice program that you've been making. And I couldn't help pick up a point that you've raised about kids having meals with their housemates.
Yes.
There is even more than that.
Oh, please tell us.
Other than kids having meals with their housemates, about the kids who are driven by drivers, where the parents are too busy doing their own things, and the drivers are the one actually taking care of the kids. And this is having a very big implication in our social life.
Yeah, I can imagine, which was something that we were going to discuss, but thank you so much for raising it. And it seems like parents these days, we're just too busy, That's the excuse that, I can't do this. I'm glad I have a driver to drop whoever to do whatever it is.
In my views, if someone is too busy to look after the baby, they don't have babies.
Yes, I know.
It's simple.
Yes. Having children is a choice. Not being there for your children is a choice.
Yes.
And a lot of parents make that choice to not be there for their kids because they're just prioritizing themselves instead of their little ones. Yeah.
But the thing that I'd like to raise is we have housemaids and drivers to make our life easier, not to do our job as parents. Wouldn't you agree? Hello?
Well, I'm I'm very much against having too many people working for a family.
Yes.
I think the parents should take the responsibility. A little bit of help, part-time housemaid, I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But to dump the responsibility of the parents to drivers and housemaids, that's not good parenting at all.
No, there isn't. I mean, I can get the idea, the reason for a parent to have somebody to help with the housework or the food. But a lot of families have somebody for that and somebody separately to look after the kids. If somebody's already focusing their energy on keeping your home clean and making sure your family's fed, surely you should have time to look after your kids.
Yes, and that's the point our caller is making.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're most welcome. Thank you for your call. Have a good day. Okay, so that takes us to kids then. Unless you were saying something before.
No. It's yeah. I think we can definitely move on to kids.
So kids, with regards to the housemaid and driver issue, but just before we continue, let me just remind the callers that you're more than welcome to call us and join us on our discussion. We are talking about cherishing those around you by calling 2460 2058. 2460 2058, and we've discussed how important it is for us to cherish those around us, from parents, from spouses, and now we're just moving on to, I think, a very important segment of the people in our lives, which are, if you're a parent, your kids.
They're your kids to begin with. They're your kids, nobody else's. And in today's time, we are so connected on the web, but so disconnected emotionally.
And we seem to think, or most parents seem to think, that if I give my child a gift, if he wants the latest iPad or the latest gadget, then that's telling you, I love you. It's not. Children want time. They want to spend time with their mother, their father, going out on picnics, on trips. They want time, even bonding at home, playing a board game. Just bond.
I have a story I want to share with everybody. And I don't know if there's time for that.
I have a feeling there's a call before. I don't want to interrupt you midway.
Yes.
Muhammad, there's a call? Okay, we're just waiting. There's a call. Okay, there is one. Excellent.
Great.
Sorry for the silence. I didn't want to interrupt you in your story. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
Hello. Walaikum salam.
Thank you so much for joining in today.
Oh, sorry, I can hear you on both because I'm listening to you on the radio. So I'm
if you don't mind just reducing the radio and just listening to us through your phone.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to comment on, the previous caller when he mentioned about nowadays parents allowing, maids and drivers to raise their kids for them.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here listening to you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I think I completely agree with him. I think what's happened is a lot of parents think it's part of developing, you can afford to have a maid and you can afford to have a driver and therefore you should have one. There are parents who don't work and, they're at home, but because they have a driver and they have a maid, that they kind of allow the maids and the drivers to do all the raising of their kids.
Yes.
And I think that's quite unfair on the kids as well, because one, they're missing out on actually bonding with their parents, and second, you're having a complete stranger and someone who probably comes from a different background, different beliefs and, upbringing to raise your kids. And then you wonder why we have kids who, turn out to be a certain way.
Yes.
It shouldn't come as a surprise to parents why their kids turn out a certain way when you have no time for them. Sometimes I see kids out in the mall and the maid is sitting there feeding the kids while the mother's either shopping or doing other things. And I just think that's your child. Don't you want to do that? If you want to go shopping with your child, then go shopping with your child and not your child and the maid. If you can't handle your child while you're shopping, then leave the child at home with the maid.
Yeah. And sadly, this has been, it's like a norm now. And if you don't have a driver or maid, how are you living your life? That's how people look at you now.
Yeah.
And it's sad, to be honest. And it's sad that we even have to discuss this on a radio show and to let people aware that, as parents, you're supposed to spend time, as you know, as many of, like Vanessa and the previous caller said, we made a choice. We decided, Allah has decided to give us, for us to be parents. We are blessed, because there are some people who'd love to have kids, but they can't have kids. Yet we have them, and this is how we choose to be with them.
Definitely. I think it is quite sad, and I think a lot more parents need to be aware of what's happening and try and make the right changes.
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a maid, of course. Like, if you're a working mother and, you know, you have a job and everything, by all means, you need someone to help you around the house, but you just need to prioritize what the maid should be doing or what you should be doing as a parent.
Yes. Thank you so much for your contribution. Really appreciate it.
Nice. Okay, take care.
You too. Bye. So, Vanessa, you had a
quick story.
Yeah.
Now, back home in Kenya, where I grew up, there was a family, very prominent. Mom wasn't working, but never had time. Always having coffees, always having little meetings with friends, and Dad was working. Now, their child was in a very well-to-do school, like one of the best schools in the country, and they lived literally 10 minutes from the school.
Okay.
But they put this little boy in the boarding school there. Well, he was 12. So he stayed on the premises of the school. Yet they lived 10 minutes away from the school.
It's not like they lived 3-4 hours away. Okay.
Now, this boy was picked up by the driver on Friday after school. And he told the driver, please get me, I need a rope and some stuff for a school project. Okay. Mom came home
This is a true story, Vanessa?
Yes, a true story.
Okay.
Mom came home on, I believe it was Friday. She just asked the house help, has he eaten? Yes, that's it.
She didn't take the
time to go and see him, say hi to her son. No.
Okay.
She went, had a shower, left the house to meet her friends.
Which was more important.
So Friday's gone. Nobody's seen the boy. He's in his room. Saturday, I think the driver brought a rope and a couple of things on Saturday, innocently thinking the boy needs this for
This is not
a school
going to
project.
end well, is it?
It is not. So Saturday goes, none of the parents have seen them. The dad comes, changes, goes out for golf or something. Sunday comes, nobody's seen the boy. Now on Monday morning, the boy doesn't come down. He's supposed to go to school, and the house help thinks, okay, so-and-so hasn't come down for food. Nobody's checked on him. So they go up and check on him.
And they found him hanged.
He took his own life, and according to the postmortem, he took his own life on Saturday. He was found on Monday morning.
Because 2 days, because people are so busy.
What do you say to parents like that?
That they should, astaghfirullah, that they shouldn't be parents.
It was such, and he was an only child.
Only child?
An only child.
Subhanallah.
It was, and he had the best of everything. His room was huge. He had the PlayStations and the phones and the MacBooks and everything.
They didn't understand the thumb rule of parenting, which is what I said earlier. It's not things.
It's not.
It is us, what we give to our children. And thank you for sharing that, but it's really sad.
I mean, that impacted me in such a big way that, my kids, it really changed the way I look at my children.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that Vanessa is a mother of two beautiful kids, a boy and a girl.
Yes, the boy being the handful.
Anyway, we'll take a short break. Oh, but I think there's a caller, so I can see Mohammed. We have Mohammed Al-Shabib in the studio. So I think he's just speaking to a caller, and we'll wait. Okay, there we go. Caller? Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
How are you, brother?
Good, great. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for joining in on Love Your Life. Please let us know your thoughts.
Most welcome. And actually, it's a great topic and a great talk, both of you.
Thank you.
We are learning a lot today.
Alhamdulillah.
And going back to the spouse, the relationship between spouses, and I remember a story where usually years back there was a habit of searching for wives or husbands through the newspapers.
Okay.
So once one of the husbands, he was searching for a wife, and he was putting his conditions. What he did not mention that I want her beautiful or not or tall or short or whatever. Okay. He just mentioned that I want her to be willing my jokes and laugh.
Oh.
So the moral in here, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Most of the issues happen because we don't listen to the other person.
Yes.
We don't spend more time to listen to others. People, they need others to listen to them.
Yes.
So you give time to your life partner. If you give that time, then your relationship will be much, much better.
Subhanallah.
True.
Yeah.
So true. Such
This
a great
is one
reminder.
thing.
Okay.
And the other thing is with the kids, I have an advice. There are so many stories where these kids, as you mentioned, that we are blessed that we have those kids.
Yes.
And they don't need from us to just provide toys and games and happy life, send them to get best schools. They need us to care. They need us to teach them something, but from a mother to a son or a kid, it's from a parent basically to a kid, not only from a third party to the kids.
Yes,
true.
Yeah, this is and one of the main advices I got is when you want to teach your boy something, focus on 4 things.
Okay.
One, tell a story, and in that story, send something. Send the values you want him to focus on that story, or teach him something through that story. Second, you can also utilize the toys, the games you are giving him. Utilize it to also teach him something, learning games.
Yes.
Third is the imagination. Use his imagination. Let him think. Let him give you ideas. Try to talk. Try to write something. And also questions. Every time, spend good time to answer his question and answer honestly. Don't just lie to the kid.
Yes.
Just answer. So you give time. Then your relationship with your kids will be much, much better.
Also, those are great points. Just to add on is, be truthful, be trustworthy. If you say you are going to take them somewhere or come here and I'll do this for you, then make sure you do what you say, because otherwise they will not trust anything you tell them. Yes, exactly. Keep your word.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your contribution. I think it's, this show wouldn't be what it is if people like you didn't call and contribute. So I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Most welcome. Thank you.
You're most welcome. With that, we'll take a short break, Mohammed, and we'll be right back.
Oman is a country full of treasures, from its people to its history, beaches to its mountains, deserts to its wadis. Show off your knowledge of this great country and win cash prizes with Talal this Ramadan on weeknights and Hafid every weekend from 10 p.m. to midnight. You can be a winner on Treasure Wadi.
Treasure Wadi. Now, let the party begin.
Win cash prizes and surprises here on the Nation Station.
This Ramadan, get inspired to be healthy and get all your health questions cleared with Dr. Ali Alawati on radio, Sultanate of Oman, from 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. Join us on Health Talk. Ramadan Mubarak.
Welcome back to Your Nation Station. This is your host, Mayya Al Said, along with my guest today, Vanessa Mehdi, on Love Your Life. We're discussing Cherish Those Around You. This show is from 2:30 to 3:30, just a couple of more minutes and we will have to end the show. But if you do want to join in, you're more than welcome to do so by calling 2460 2058, 2460 2058. And we're talking about cherishing those around you. We discussed how we can cherish our parents, our spouses, how to speak to them, make them valued. And now we're cherishing. We're always cherishing. And now we're going to talk about how we can cherish our kids.
Right. Now, cherishing your kids is actually doing stuff for your kids is a lot easier than that people think it is.
Yeah,
Look,
but just people don't want to spend the effort or the energy to do so.
They don't. Look, if you don't want to get up and move around, there's you can play cards with your child. My child is obsessed. My daughter is obsessed with Minecraft, so I had to learn about Minecraft, and I sat with her. So it's this game that you build
I know Minecraft.
Right.
Yeah.
So I spent way too much time playing Minecraft with her.
But at least, see, it's something you do together, and you get to bond, even if it's playing a game.
Yes.
You know, it's so important. People might think, oh, I'm too old to play games. No, games is just part of having fun, and you can have fun at any age.
It is.
And sorry, go ahead.
No. And I love what the caller before said about the storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's also a really important point, because don't tell them stories from books. Yes, by all means, read to your child. But, when you sit and you tell your child stories about your past experiences, they light up.
Yes.
And they ask questions, and it becomes a topic that you discuss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kids want to hear this. Kids want to hear about your younger days, the craziness you were up to, the trouble you got into with your parents. They want to hear that.
I'm not telling them the troubles I got into with my parents.
Goodness.
You see, the wheel goes round. I'm joking.
Yes, definitely. No, well, mine for sure. My daughter's not very different from me. Little troublemaker. But, tell them stuff like that. Or do simple things like put a tent, those easy cheap tents in the living room.
Yes.
Put a tent, have a flashlight. They would love stuff, and that takes a few hours of your time.
And it's something you can build a tent together, so it's a team building experience.
Just always remember, a few hours of your time is a lifetime of your child's memories. That's going to be, that's when you're no longer here, that's what your child's going to hold on to for you.
Subhanallah.
That's all they're going to have left when you're gone. My mom did this and this with me.
Yes.
I remember my mom cooking with me.
Yeah.
The other caller had asked about that. My mom cooked with me, baked cookies. These are memories I have. When I bake a cookie and I smell that cookie,
it takes you back to that memory.
And I remember that. And you know what? That's all we have left. Really. So just remember, everything you're doing with those you love is building memories for when you're gone. And that's all they're going to have. So always remember that.
And there's just one thing, we will have to end it soon, but just one thing you mentioned, that praying with your children.
Yes.
I know, especially now that's Ramadan, or even before, some, parents might say, it's very difficult for me to get my child to pray. My answer to that is pray with them.
Yes.
As a mother, you can gather your children and say, okay, it's dhuhr time, so we all, go do the ablution and get ready, put our prayer mats together, and we pray together. And that is something they will remember.
Yes.
And then sometimes they come say, oh, Mama, it's Salat al-Asr, we didn't pray yet. Can we go pray now? So, it is up to us as parents to enrich our children's life, yes, with being supportive and providing them a good education, but most of all, giving them a piece of us, our time, our love. That's what they want, not the gadgets, not the latest iPad or whatever it is that they want.
And just to end quickly was one day all you're going to have left are, for those who are so hell-bent on being with their technology, their WhatsApp, all you're going to have left is the WhatsApp voice messages. I said earlier, the WhatsApp voice messages somebody's left you, or the Facebook pics they've uploaded. One day that's all you're going to have left. You're going to replay those messages over and over again when they're not there. You're going to go on their Facebook and stalk and keep looking at all their pictures. And you're going to spend more time then than you ever did with them when they were alive. I want that to sink in. So always remember, one day when somebody's gone, I've lost friends, and all I have left is those little messages. And I wish I had more left. I wish I did more physical, actual things with them.
So that's a message to end this beautiful episode with, Vanessa, that the people that are in your life right now, make sure you spend as much time, say what you want to say, make them feel loved, appreciated, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
The show with all your advices and your stories. Thank you for all the callers, as always. Without you, this would be really boring. But thank you so much for joining me, and we shall be joined tomorrow. Let me tell you what's the topic, inshallah, for tomorrow. It's importance of self-development, inshallah. So thank you so much, and we shall see you all. It's like I'm ending a YouTube video. And I will be here tomorrow, inshallah, at 2:30. So thank you very much. From Mohammed Shabibi, Vanessa, and myself, ma'a salama.